Today was almighty CPI, and a lot of people blew their account, including you, because the CPI today was very, very trickish. And I'm going to show you can see. Economists, analysts are even still talking about CPI as we speak, all right? Because the data today was surprising to everyone. And before the news was released, you can see this was on Instagram. I posted this on my Instagram telling people that, guys, I can see this coming. Stay away from trading CPI until the news is out before we can use the direction based with fundamentals to based with technicals to make out. This was posted on my Instagram few minutes before the news is released. And once the news was released, the same thing happened. The same thing I predicted happened. So how was I able to predict this? And how can you trade CPI the correct way? Guys, please, I don't want you. News trading is one of the main reasons why people have blown accounts. News trading is one of the main reasons why people don't want to hear about Forex trading at all. So on this video, I'm going to be guiding you on how you can trade the news, specifically CPI, Consumers Price Index. How can you trade CPI? Let's quickly go on economic calendar so that I can be able to show you what actually happened today, right? So if we go on economic calendar, let's just wait for it to load. Then we're going to be, okay, perfect. You can see this was today. And let's go on filter. What you do is anytime you go on economic calendar, always go on filter. You go on filter and you can leave everything it is. What I just want you to select, leave all the countries just the same way it is. And what I want you to select is these three bulls. All right, click on these three bulls so that everything will just be the high impact news. So click on the three bulls and then you click on apply. Perfect. So this is going to filter all the news events to only the major ones. You can see this is what I'm talking about right here. Perfect. The whole video we're going to be talking about this concept right here. So I'm just going to take me there. So I'm just going to put this here and then we're going to put this and then we snap our screen. This is the whole video we're going to be talking about, or the whole concept is going to be here, and we're going to be talking about this data and how you would have used it to trade today. We just need different colors. I think I need red. So let's go on red. Good. So what can we see here? We can see at, this time is, I need to sign. If I sign in, this would have been according to my time zone. It's just because I'm not signed in, that's why it's still showing according to the US time zone. Because here you see 8:30. My time in South Africa, this should be 2:30, all right? But it's the same thing. We're going to use the same time to explain. So at the same time at 2:30, look at what happened. We had CPI month of month. Let's change this color. We had CPI month of month. We had CPI year of year. So long as it's CPI, remember, part of the data, CPI measures the spending power of consumers. That's why it's called consumers, CPI, Consumers Price Index. All right, Consumers Price Index. So it measures the spending power of consumers in the United States, because you can see it's affecting the United States. So now the only one that is very, very concerning is at the same time we had this other one, which is what? Which is initial jobless claim. And it's at the same time. So anytime you see, without even seeing what happened, without even seeing this section, let's just assume you didn't even see this section, right? Let's just cancel all of this. You didn't even see the data before the news is released. Just the fact that you see two news events, one affecting the same currency pair at the same time, because you can see the time here is 8:30, time here is 8:30. And those two news events are affecting the same currency pair, which is what? Which is USD. Can you see? So at this point in time, as soon as the news is released, there's a probability or there's a possibility one of these news events can be positive and the other one negative. Or one can be negative and the other one positive. If that happens, that's a phenomenon which is called counterbalance fundamental. All right? Counterbalance fundamental. So in a situation where we have a counterbalance fundamental, you see the market will just do this. The market will just do the up and down, triggering both your position, your buy stop, your sell stop. You lost everything, which is the same thing you saw. You can see on this screenshot, the market just went up and down, because when the news came out, let's now remove this for you to see. When the news came out, voila, look at what happened. CPI was positive and initial jobless claim was negative. At the same time, affecting the same currency pair. The main issue here is there are two fundamentals affecting the same currency pair or affecting the same currency at the same time. You have CPI and you have initial jobless claim affecting the United States at the same time, 8:30 a.m. American time or 4:30 p.m. South African time, at the same time. So if what beside you are trying to predict the direction and one is positive and one is negative, that's when you're going to blow your account. And that's what happened today. So before this news was, immediately I saw this phenomenon based on my 10 years of experience. I immediately went on Instagram and was like, boys, let's stay away from the market before the news is released. Don't try to predict if it's going to go up or down. Don't try to predict if it's going to be bullish or bearish. Stay out of the market until the news is released. Because I saw this coming. That's why I see many people blow their accounts because there was no way anyone would have predicted this to happen. You can see on this chart, just look at this chart. You can see when the news was released, gold immediately. So now let's just take gold for example, right? Let's take gold for example, and let's just assume this is the gold chart. Let's just assume this is the gold chart right here. The news is going to be released. This is the gold chart. Let's just assume the news is going to be released. You can see the first one is positive for the United States dollar, and gold is SAU USD, meaning you expect gold to go down. So you expect gold to go down like this, to go down, right? And at the same time, we have another one on initial jobless claims, and it's negative for USD, and gold is SAU USD. So you expect gold to go up. So at the same time, you have one telling you USD is going to be negative, and you have another one telling you USD is going to be positive. So the same time, that's why you saw the same thing that happened. One fundamental was telling you, or was telling gold that sell gold. Another fundamental was telling gold buy gold. You see, that's why you saw this chart looks exactly like this. You can see when the news was released, gold immediately shoot down, and by the time it was shooting down, this was within milliseconds. By the time it was shooting down, this one was trying to push it up, and it's still doing that till now. You can see it's still doing that. Go in the market. This will happen for a couple of days. The counterbalance news events will affect currency, USD currency pairs for a couple of days. All right. So this is a phenomenon you need to always pay attention. You need to always pay attention, particularly when it comes to scenarios like this. If you are trying to predict a news event, or if you are trying to trade a news event, the first thing you check is there is no news event affecting that same currency at the same time. Remember, we have another news event that is going to be coming up by 3 p.m. American time or 7 p.m. South African time, which is 30-year bond auction. I'm not even concerned about this because why? This is affecting USD at a different time. So I'm not concerned. I was only concerned here because initial jobless claim together with CPI was all affecting USD at the same time, which was 8:30 at the same time. So that was why I made this decision. That was why I gave this call on Instagram, begging people not to try to predict any direction or try to trade the CPI, because I saw this coming. And a lot of people, go on my Instagram, a lot of people are crying on my comment section. On TikTok, I did a similar video. A lot of people are saying, we wish we knew, we wish we listened to what you said. Don't be that person. Don't be that person next time. Just understand these concepts when it comes to trading. And when it comes to now, okay, now let's just assume, what if the news was coming out and it was just CPI without initial jobless claim? Let's just say this one wasn't there, all right? Let's just say initial jobless claim wasn't coming out at the same time. Let me just blur this out. You can see this. Let's say it was just CPI. This would have been the best news event ever, because you can see this one was positive, this one was positive, this one was positive. Meaning you would have seen USD JPY shooting up straight. You would have seen gold shooting down, because remember, gold is SAU USD. So you expect it to go down. USD JPY, you expect it to go up. Can you see that? You would have seen this would have been a news event that will make you millions, because all the news events are on one direction. They're all blue. They're all positive for the United States dollar, and there is no counterbalance. There is no counterbalance fundamental at the same time. So this is where you'll be able to use another strategy where I used to always tell you that, okay, for news events like this, you stay out of the market till the news is released. As soon as the news is released, you just keep refreshing your investing.com. All right, talking about investing.com, I'm reading the news from investing.com. You just keep refreshing your investing.com, and as soon as the news is released, you just keep refreshing. It's going to be within seconds. You see this data here.
If all the data is green for that fundamental, and then you already know very well there's no other one that's going to be counteracting the direction of the market. Everything that happens in the Forex market, 90% of the time is fueled by fundamentals. So now what do? You just go to your chart. Let's just assume this is your chart right here, and all the news events, all the fundamental for that particular currency was green or was positive for the United States dollar. And let's just take something like USD JPY. For USD JPY, since the United States dollar is the base currency on this currency pair, and this is positive for the United States dollar, what do you expect this currency pair to do? You expect it to go up. All right, and in a currency pair like SAU USD, since USD is the secondary or the quote currency, you expect the market to go down. So at this particular point in time, you just come here and you watch. Immediately the news is released and you confirm this, you come on your chart. In most cases, since you are expecting this market to go up, you see the market will first of all do this, try to go in the opposite direction. In that case, you are just smiling because you know the original direction is a bullish direction. So you try to go on the opposite direction, and then boom, you see something going up. So immediately it's going on the opposite direction, you enter with a buy with confidence. Enter on a buy with just give enough room for the market. Give about 50 pips. Give about 50 pips for the market to breathe. Don't suffocate. This is news event. The market is very, very volatile. Don't try to suffocate your trade. So you give about 50 pips for the market to breathe. You enter on a buy, and in most cases, boom, boom, the market is going to shoot up. And as soon as this kind of market is going up, you can keep adding positions when the market breathes in or when the market consolidates, because the market is going to be forming obviously like higher lows, higher heights, higher lows, higher heights, higher lows. Anytime the market comes and forms a higher low, you add more positions. Anytime the market retraces and forms a higher low, you add more positions. This is when you can enter with $1,000 and come out with $10,000 at the end of the day. You can enter with $100 and come out with $2,000 at the end of the day. Starting from confirming your market direction, being confident on where the market is going to be going, and then capitalizing on that. So I don't know if this makes sense. This will apply on any other fundamentals. NFP, the same thing. FOMC is different because with FOMC there's no actual value, there's no forecast. It's just an announcement. So for FOMC it's going to be different. But for news events that you have the forecast and the previous, this strategy is going to work 90% of the time. So if you are still here, then hopefully you got some value from this video. And as always, please leave a thumb up on this video. Let's get the video to at least 200 likes, and YouTube will help push it to people who need to see this particular content. And if you want to use my recommended brokers, recommended pro firms, anything that has to do with me, check the links on the video description. And if you haven't joined my free Telegram community where I teach people for free, share signals for free, then also check the link on the video description. And most of you guys have always asked, can you mentor me? Can you teach me one-on-one on how to trade? Yes, you can enroll in Godlove University. Check the link on the video description. And Petrex Pro, which is the most viral Forex robot, is still working. People have asked, so what about Petrex Pro? Is it still working? It's still working. It's even more powerful than before. So if you want to use the most powerful robot or the most profitable Forex robot as we speak, check the link on the video description. Check out this video, which was another fundamental video I prepared for you. Check out the whole fundamental playlist I already prepared here. Click here to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. And I will see you guys on these other videos. Peace.